about this is when Liz Schuler comes up to speak. But there's no question that the labor movement is undergoing some strains. There's no question about that. When you look around the room here and you listen to the stories of the people who are in this room, there's nobody that is not affected by sequestration, by immigration reform, by Social Security cuts, by cuts in the Postal Service and the letter carriers and the shipyard and local communities. There is nobody that's not affected in some way or another. And I hear some of the stories Earl tells of what goes on up there. But to all of this, I am convinced, more convinced now than ever, that what we have, and I've said this to you before, what we have is what people want. They just don't know how to get there yet. I can't believe that people in this country, and we have to tell this story over and over again, I can't believe that people in this country don't want to make better wages. I can't believe that they don't want to have a more secure pension or health care insurance that protects them. I can't believe that they want some security in their job, that they want to know that on Monday they can go to their job and they're still going to have a job on Friday. They don't want to work for temp services. They want jobs and occupations and careers that they can build on and move forward with. I can't believe that people don't want what we want. And I think every day when you sit down and you talk to people and you say, how are things going? Non-union people and even union people, they'll say, look, things are really tough. And the challenge for us is that we've got to convince them that that is not the status quo in this country and it doesn't have to be the status quo in their job. That they don't have to lower their expectations because the boss says that you need to lower your expectations. They don't have to stand there and say, well, we're going to give up our medical insurance, we're going to give up our pensions, we're going to give it all up. They don't have to take that. There is a pathway to improving their lives, and the labor movement is a pathway to improving the lives of working men and women in this country. And I know the people that are in this room and the other people who showed up day after day after day understand that. When they showed up in that state legislature and they stood for hours and hours to make sure that their voices were heard and to make sure that nothing happened on their watch. That's the kind of commitment that we need from working America to rebuild this nation. We need people to stand up. We need people to have expectations about what the right thing is to do. And we need people to start engaging power in a way that we have not done for some years. We can win and we can make this a better country, but no time has labor's role been more important than it is right now. It's our time to lead and our time to rebuild this country and shape it in a way that makes sense for all Americans and not just the richest of this country. And let me say this finally. Every one of you wake up every morning and you look in the mirror and you know, maybe you shave, maybe you fix your hair, maybe you put your makeup on and those kinds of things. And you look yourself in the mirror, you look at yourself in the mirror and you look at who you are. And you eyeball yourself, consciously or unconsciously. And you can do that, you can look in the mirror and you can say to yourself, you know, today I'm going to do something. When Earl wakes up in the morning, Earl says, you know, today I'm going to do something that's going to help somebody. When Deb wakes up and she's trying to work as a teacher, not only are you going to help students, but you're going to help your fellow workers in addition to that. And when Paul wakes up every day, he says, you know, my job is to make this a better shipyard and to make things better. And that's a difference between who we are. And that's a difference about the labor movement. We wake up, we can look ourselves in the eye, we can count on each other when we need each other, and we can make this a better place to live and work. And we can do this without any shame at all. Because it's not the labor movement who has stole the money from the banks. It's not the labor movement who has shipped the jobs overseas. It's not the labor movement who has pulled and destroyed pensions in this country. It's not the labor movement that has done that. And as soon as we can tell the world and the United States and our cities and towns and our brothers and sisters that we are the ones that are going to change this dynamic, and we're going to have to grab that money and rip it out of the hands of those people who have been hoarding it for so long, because you deserve to be paid for what you do each and every day, and you deserve the respect and the dignity that a good job and good pensions and good pay has for working men and women. You deserve that. So every day when you get up, you know, make sure that you look good, first of all. That's really important. Exercise if you can, eat right, and then get ready for the fight, because we're in the fight for our lives. And I know Liz is going to mention this, and Rich Trumker and Arlene Holt Baker have mentioned this. We're in the fight for our lives. But we're in the fight for our lives for this country. Because if we fail, if we go down and we fail, there is nobody who's going to stand in front of it. There's nobody that can confront power like we can confront power. There's nobody that's going to go to May Day in New York City like these guys did and stand up and say, you know, we're gonna respect and we're going to remember those people who came before us and fought as hard as they did to make this country what it is. So we're not going to back down. We're going to lead, and we're going to lead the way that makes this country the best country it can ever be. And I am so proud to be in the room with this group who I know leads every day, who fights every day, who thinks about this labor movement every day, and who cares about what the hell happens to the person sitting next to them and the people in this country. So thank you so much for everything that you're doing.